Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Gateway. Today I'm going to present you the topic fish model from the software development life cycle. It is a representation of fish model in which there are different phases. The phases of fish model are development or release phase, testing phase, design phase, and maintenance phase. Introduction to fish model. Fish model is one of the software development methodologies in which both verification, review, and validation, that is called testing, are done parallel by the separate team in each phase of the model. The structure of this model looks like a fish, hence the name shows fish model. It is a time-consuming and expensive model. One can rest assured that both verification and validation are carried out in parallel by separate teams at each step of the model. Here is a block diagram of fish model. The block diagram of fish model is as follows. Phases of fish model. It is an software development life cycle methodology having all phases of the software development life cycle processes. All the phases are related to the verification and validation processes to complete development application. And the phases are, the first one is project initiation phase. It is the first phase in the fish model, that is project initiation. Node PIN or a contract sign. Here a service level agreement SLA would be signed in between client and organization for the work is going to begin. The second one is requirement gathering phase. In this phase, the business analyst BA will gather all the requirements from the client to prepare business requirement specification BRS document, and a parallelly separate team will allocate to review the document. The third one is analysis phase. Whatever requirements are gathered from the client, the system architect SA will do the analysis of it to prepare SRS, that is software requirement specification, or FRD, that is fundamental requirement document, and this phase also review will be done by a separate team. The fourth one is design phase. The technical lead or technical architect will do the design of the project prototype by using these analyzed requirements and to prepare technical design document. In this phase, both high-level design and low-level designs take place. Similarly, the review will be done by a separate team. Coding phase. The developers write the appropriate coding using different technologies like Java or Net, Python, etc. to develop the application and parallelly to test the individual executable part of the software, which is called unit testing. The units which are developed by developers to combine all the units are called integration, and to test the interfaces and interaction between units are called integration testing. The end-to-end testing of the developed application by an independent testing team is a testing environment in the which is called software testing. It is a testing application done from a business point of view by the client to gain confidence for release, and it is fit for purpose, which is known as acceptance testing or user acceptance testing. It has two types such as alpha testing and beta testing. In alpha testing, it is known as business acceptance testing or factory level testing, which is done by the client in the development organization site. And the beta testing is known as product verification testing or field testing, which is done by the client in the place where the software is being used. The sixth phase is deployment or release phase. After completion of all the types of testing, the application is ready for deployment or to release. During this phase, the before releases testing is done by the client, which is called release testing. The seventh one phase is maintenance phase. After releasing the application, if any change on the code or technology of the environment, that is called maintenance, and related testing processes is called maintenance testing. It is done by the testing team. In this phase, we go for impact analysis. Note that it is an software development lifecycle model to develop software with extreme quality. It is for a secure project and also it is for more costly. Verification, quality assurance is a process oriented to prevent defects and to improve the development process. So, a design review is a part of this. It performed without program execution. Validation or control quality. It is a product oriented to find the defects and to improve the product quality. So, the product testing is a part of this. It performed with program execution. This model is mainly a parallel combination of the quality assurance and quality control. This model generates two reports at the end of each model, one for verification and one for validation. Advantages of fish model. The basic advantages of fish model are it is easy to implement. Every stage of this model is tested by a separate team of completements and correctness of application. So it provides a high quality software product. It provides full documentation of the application, or it produces full documentation for application. It is mostly used for secured and complex projects. Some of the disadvantages of fish model are: in the model, the review and testing starts from the project initiation node to the maintenance phase. Due to this reason, the fish model is a costly methodology for development. Similarly, it is a time-consuming process to develop the product. This model is not preferred for a small project. It is an expensive model, so the development failure will cause a lot of damage and a lot of loss. The risks are not identified at the initial stage and it can't be prevented later. We cannot change the requirements in the middle of the process. So, concluding this topic, in this article we specially discussed with one of the software development life cycle methodologies, which is called fish model, by which we used to develop a big project as a highly risky project with exceptional quality. Nowadays, some software industry uses this model to develop software product like the healthcare sector. This article also provides the pros and cons, that is advantages and disadvantages of the fish model. For any project, if quality is a highly essential parameter, then choose this model. That will be the best choice. This model of the software development looks like the waterfall model, but it involves continuous and simultaneous development of the verification and validation processes. So it was all about today's lecture. We have discussed fish model, advantages and disadvantages of fish model. Now, if you are familiar with the fish model, then you have to write a summary in the comments below that what you have learned from this lecture. I will meet you in the next lecture with a new topic on the same channel. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.